Hello, everybody. Well, it says I'm alive, which is a good thing. Every day that you're alive is a good thing. Let me come in a little closer. So, how's everybody doing today? I am taking a break from cutting out dresses. I still have the interfacing to cut out, but then I'll be able to start sewing once that's cut out. The facings interfacing. I know that sounds crazy to anybody that doesn't sew, but yeah. And for anybody that doesn't know, I'm making dresses. I'm going to make a dozen dresses for Project Dress a Girl this year. I decided a dozen is a good number, and I know Madi has been getting a lot of involvement. And I think last year we did over 4,000 dresses. So if I do a dozen, I've done my part. So I'm going to wait a minute and I'm going to just kind of go over some of the things that I have here. I've got a couple different pieces of cardboard. This came as packaging, but I thought it could be an added dimension. And then I have a piece of cardboard that came out of scrapbook paper when it came in at Michael's because I used to work there. Hi, Pam. So you'll need a piece of cardboard that you can cut to make your covers. And all we're going to do is add texture to these today because I don't want to stay on for a really long time because I know we've got somebody coming on at 1:45 and then Devin will be on at 2:30. So I'm just doing shorter live sessions and I hope that's okay because what we're going to do today, you're probably going to need to put it somewhere to let it dry before we go to the next step. So think about what size journal you want to make. All we're doing is just some covers today. And as we go along, we'll get it all put together. I'm just kind of flying by the seat of my pants today. I just want some very tactile feeling covers for a journal. Now we could do a journal with pages, and that's where I was kind of leaning to where we could do fall journaling in this little book that we're going to make. Or if you wanted to utilize these, I know that Dee Dee is putting together Halloween or autumn kind of postcard swap. So if you want in on that, you need to get with Dee Dee or Janet Young. I'm not doing that this year because I'm all in on the dresses. But you'll need to kind of have an idea of what you want to do. But I'm really leaning toward more of just a small kind of irregular shaped journal made from just some painty papers that I have. And I'm thinking autumnal. So when I pull the painty papers, in fact, I might pull my painty papers after we get done working on this a bit. And I'll decide where to go once I get there. But I'm going to pull fall colored papers. So I'm going to set this aside. I also have some of this because this is some awesome stuff to add texture. Hi, Janet. So I've got this will be added texture, and this could be some added texture. And then I have modeling paste, and I also have fiber paste. And fiber paste actually has like these long fibers in it. So when you scrape it on, it leaves this very interesting texture. So like I said, I'm just aiming for some covers that are just very tactile that we can turn into a journal cover. So now let's talk about the cover. I want to make sure that the ribs in the cardboard, this will show you. So you've got ribs go up and down like this, or you can utilize them this way. When you're making a book cover, it's stronger if the ribs of the cardboard go this way. If you make a cover this way, it'll bend really easy. See? So I'm going to look at my cardboard and I can see my ribs go this way. They're hard to see because I have this white paper on here, but that's okay. We'll figure it out. So I need to make my covers the width of it this way. So I'm thinking if I cut this in half, I'm going to have a very small journal. Or I could cut them this way and have a wider journal, but narrower, because I don't want to go get another piece of cardboard, even though I have more, because I don't want to. So let me see. I'm going to try to do this on here. Don't know if this will work or not. So it looks like I have a total of about 10 inches here. So let's see if I can get, I'm going to do 4.5 inches. I'm just going to kind of cut it a little beyond the 4.5 here, just to try to get me straightened up. Bend it, flip it, and then I can see, or try to see. You know what I could do? Just take my box cutter. Like that. And I don't care if the edge is rough, that's more texture. So now I'm going to cut this one at the 4.5. And flip this. Do this at 4.5. And that cuts that. And then let me see. I cut this one a little long. Not by much, though. No, I think that's going to be good. All right, so I have my 4.5s. So do I want my journal this wide? I don't think so, because if I use an 8.5 by 11 sheet and fold it in half, I need to know that'd be 8.5 would be 4.25 inches wide. Let me just grab a piece of painted papers. Looks like I've used a bunch of my papers up already. Well, like here's a piece, and it's kind of autumnal colors. So if I cut this at, let's see what I've got here first off. This is at 8.25. I'm going to trim this down to 8 here. 8 inches, and then I'm going to cut my pages slightly smaller than the width of this. Is that right? Or no? Let me think. Fold this way. And my book is going to go where the strength of it is. So my book's going to go this way. So my pages, yeah. Well, if I do them at 4 that way, and then let me just, this is 4.25 in height. So if I fold this in half, I'm thinking cute little journal. So I could probably get my covers out of one of my sheets here. See, like this. And we'll put a binding on it later, but right now we're just going to do the covers. I just want to get my size narrowed down. So if I cut this, let me cut this at 4.5. So my covers are going to be 4.5 inches square. So I'm going to have to use that other piece. Like I said, flying by the seat of my pants today. Hope you guys don't mind. I'm just working out my covers. All right, so I'm making my covers just 4.5 inches square. So this is going to be a very square little journal. All right, set this aside. So I've narrowed mine down to a 4.5-inch square journal, which I think will be a cute journal. It's going to have dimension, and it's going to get chunky. So now you need to decide if your pages are going to fit. And I cut this. See, I'm a little long. That goes back there. This is going to be too long. But I kind of like this size. So maybe this needs to be a little shorter. Instead of 4.5 inches square, make it at 4 1/4. So 4 1/4 by 4.5. Four and a quarter by 4.5. Make sure I'm cutting the right direction, because you want your bands to give you the strength across the front, not up and down. Remember, if you go up and down, it's going to be really a lot more like there they are that way. It's hard to bend it this way, but this way you can get it to bend. So trim this down to 4 1/4. We'll trim one of these off at 4 1/4. Oh, wait, make sure. See, I almost messed up. Got to make sure that those run this way. And did I mess up that way? I don't know. I might have messed up. I don't think I did, but maybe I did. I don't know. It's been a while since I've done anything kind of arty. Hi, Ann. I think there's a lot of people live in the middle of the day on Wednesday. All right. So there's my covers. They're a little off, but I'm going to run with it. And then let's see how my paper fits in here. All right, so my pages folded are going to be 4 1/4 by 8. So 8 wide by 4 1/4. And I'm just going to write that on this other side. 4 1/4 by 8. And that's what I'm going to cut all my pages to that I'm going to put in here. And we'll think about that more for next week. So now I've got my covers. 4 1/4 by 4 1/2. So my covers are going to be 4 1/4 this way. And I'm just writing this on the insides, and 4 1/2 inches tall this way to remind me. You can see this one, I've got like one rib difference, but I'm not going to worry about that right now. So I want to decorate the outside of this. So what you can do, if you've done like me and you've got some that's got paper on it, you can, don't take a lot off or it'll weaken it. Or you could just pull a few places off. This is all up to you. So like I could pull a little bit like that. It's hard to get it started. This is the outside cover is what I'm working on today. There you go. Okay, I'm going to do that, just that little bit of that. And then I was thinking I would glue down some of this tape to add a bit of texture. This doesn't tear as easy as you'd think it would, but and if you don't want a straight edge, just pull some of that off. And I'm thinking I'll just glue that on there. Get another piece. So use what you have. If you don't have any of this drywall stuff, there's other things you can use. You know, whatever you have. But I'm thinking about background texture. And then after this is dried next week, if you want to add more texture on top of it, you could add like burlap and gauze and that kind of stuff, depending on if you want it to be autumnal or if you want to go creepy and make it a Halloween journal. All up to you. Let's see if I can get a little piece of this on here. All right, I'm going to glue that down with some matte medium, I think. Let me get some. See if this will hold it. Dee Dee always says, clean it off or you'll glue it down. She's right. Stick that down there. I'll put some on the back of this bad boy here. Yeah, all I'm doing today is adding some texture onto this, so you can make it as chunky as you want. Or if you don't want a chunky little journal, you don't have to make it chunky. You can just watch me make a chunky journal. All right, stick this down here. I probably got too much stuff going on here. Oh, well, I'm not going to worry about that. Added texture, right? All right, let's see if I can stick some of this down now. I'm not going to use that. I'm just going to put some of this on here. All right, and then we'll put a little bit down here. I have a feeling I've lost a bunch of viewers because I don't come on enough, but the summer months are hard to do. I know Mary's been taking a little kind of hiatus over the summer. It's just hard to get on here and do. We'll have more time when it gets cold, I think. Not that I go outside much. I need to go outside more and get vitamin D. Get some sunshine. Let's put this here. Okay. that'll hold on there. I just thought this could be a fun little thing to make. I need to look and see if I've got a chunk of that. Joann's used to sell, hi Kathy. Joann's used to sell all of that on the flat fold table. They would sell all that, the faux leather that had a bunch of texture in it. They don't sell that anymore. I went looking for some the other day. I have some. If I've got enough left, that's what I'm going to use for my back, on the back of my little book here. But we'll see if I can find it. All right, I'm going to add some of the fiber paste, if I can get it open. A little bit. I actually turned the air conditioner way down to like 71. And I slept much better, except I woke up with a really bad stomach. I don't know. And I'm just going to slide some of this on here. And it doesn't look like much, but it's got fibers in it. And I just want some different texture across the front of this. Like I said, this is going to have to set somewhere and dry anyway. And then next Wednesday, we'll maybe add some underpants to the inside cover of it. And maybe paint the outside. I don't know. We'll see what we get into. Like I said, I'm just creating a chunky journal cover. So y'all can feel free to use it any way you want to. All right. So that's the fiber paste. Now the modeling paste, I want to do something that kind of looks like faux leather. And what you do is you take some modeling paste, someplace that I don't have my fiber paste already. I'm just going to put a couple little blobs here and there. And then I'm just going to do like that with my knife. And work it around. There we go. And see, it gives it a bunch of, I don't know if you can see the texture to it. See there? You can see that it's raised up. I'm just going to leave it dry just like that. So let's see. We've got the paste there. So I'm going to put some of that there. Maybe a little bit on my cardboard. A little bit up here. And then work it around. Try not to bother the fiber paste too much. Maybe put a little bit down here. Put some here. Okay. Now, because the fiber paste does get a little sharp, I'm going to run on my edges just to make sure it's not sticking off the edge. And this is just a base coat. So find some place for this to just sit and dry now. And next week we'll do some more to it, but you got to leave it to dry. So add you some texture. Think about what you have. If you wanted to put a little of that, what did they used to call it? You used to could get it at the Dollar Tree, the gauzy looking stuff. Or if you want to use cheesecloth, you could glue some cheesecloth down. I'm saving that till after I paint my covers. And then next week, I think I'm going to just find some book pages to cover the inside. And I'll probably mount my, whatever I decide to use on the back of mine, mount it inside instead of on the outside. I actually had that this way, but I can change them. It doesn't matter. So that's what I was going to share today for that part. And then I'm going to set these aside to dry somewhere. I'll put one on my postal scale and one on top of the wave radio. All right. And I'll keep my cardboard bits because I might use that some more. All right, let me show you, for anybody that's new, everybody here has probably already seen this because my regulars have already seen it. Last year, or I don't know, a bit ago, we did an autumn journal with a textured cover, and that's what made me think of this. Anne was showing some of her collage journals, and I thought, oh, we could do a little journal, and they could use it any way they want to. But this is the autumn journal that we put together a couple years ago, I think. I probably dated this somewhere. Maybe not. Do y'all remember when we did this one? Anyway, it doesn't matter. This was the one we did, and we cut a window in the front. And you can still see where I melted it a little bit. Oops. But this is my lantana out front. And I know the folks in Australia say, oh, it's a noxious weed. Here it's just an ornamental thing. Kathy's already is starting the slow stitch dots with Jerry. I've got so much going in my head right now. You made one. Yep. I know Kathy made one. I think Mary made one. Anne, did you make one? I can't remember. But these are made out of the air dry clay, and my wood pieces are actually air dry clay. I have to be careful with this because these things seem to get fragile. But I'm just going to do a quick flip. We did little coin envelopes, and there are things in the envelopes, but they're so tight down I can't hardly get things out. So that was a lesson learned. And then we made the flowers together. And there's another little envelope. I'm sure it's got something in there. And then these were some stickers I had. So that's another thing I want you to look for is fall napkins, because I thought it could be fun to add some napkins over the painty paper that you put in your book. So I need to find some more autumnal colors and look for my napkins. And we made this little book to stick in here. Oh, November 2nd, 2023, we did this. So last year. And I had started writing in here of what we did last fall. That's a chicken I cross-stitched. I saw the graph on Pinterest, and I just printed it off. I didn't get the colors or anything. I kind of just played it by ear and stuck it down there. And let's see. Had sunflowers in bloom out front, so I took a picture and then printed it off on my little selfie camera. So I put my sunflower picture in. We did a little collage there. That tree was showing out up where the school used to be. Now it's just a green space, and then that's in a neighbor's yard, that tree there. So that was November 12th. And then I made fruit cake, small fruit cakes. And then that we got lost in the country, and I snapped that picture as Scott was driving. And that's all I wrote in it. And you can see I just went through and put a little bit of gold paint on each page. That says Pet the Void sticker from Ann Lar. Oh, this was somebody's envelope. And that was just something I decided I wanted to try to do, the little watercolor trees. And then we made a corner pocket. So these are just some ideas of what you could do with your little chunky cover. And we did the slip knot binding, which I know Jerry has added that to her channel again. It's in her 10-minute finishes or something like that. These were fall words that we came up with, and I used my little hand-held old-timey label maker and did that. And then autumn, these are table scatter. And then we have to put something in creepy for Halloween. And that was from Anne. So she sent me a Halloween card. So I'll have to send her one this year. But you can see this was another textured background. And we got a lot of good texture on that one. I think we used crumpled brown paper to get a lot of that texture. So that's what I'm kind of leaning toward us doing. And I'm going to do shorter lives. My back is really hurting today I cut out 11 dresses yesterday. And then the dress that I did a little short video on this morning, I had to draw that pattern out and then cut it out. And I've cut out the white lining dresses that go inside the yellow fabrics that are too thin. And then I'm taking a break. So I have a dozen dresses that I'm going to make for Project Dress a Girl this year, but I need to make sure I'm listening to my body because I don't want to hurt myself. I don't want my knee to get aggravated, which 2 of the dresses I cut out like I usually do on the floor, and my knee started to scream, and so then I moved to the dining room table. So watch for dress updates, and yeah, that's what I'm going to be doing. So I hope you guys will join in this. I might go a little longer next week because I'm hoping to come up with enough papers to make, I don't know, what do you think? 6 pages to a signature and do 3 signatures? That would give us how many pages? If I do 6 pages, and that would count 1, 2, 3, 4 pages for each fold, and there'd be 6. So that'd be 6 times 4 is 24 times 3. If we did 3 signatures, that would be like 72 pages. Is that right? 72 pages? Yeah, we'd had 72 pages. So I might only do 2 signatures. I just want something that we can do, either a little collage one week, or we can do like a prompt game in this little book. And we'll see how it does with us making a textured cover. But I thought that could be fun. And I will let you guys go. If you guys want to like give me other ideas in the group about what we could put in our little journals, whether we want to put, yeah, I was thinking 2, maybe even do only 4 or 5 of these sheets per signature and just do a little thin book, because before we know it, fall will be over and then it'll be time to do something for the holidays. And if we did 4 pages or 5 pages, 5, that would give us an odd number. That'd be 20. That'd be 40 pages if we did 2 signatures. Or 60 pages if we did 3. I don't want to put us doing a ton of stuff when the time passes so fast. But anyway, I will talk to you guys in the next video. And is it Michelle Walls was coming on to do some Bible journaling at 1:45. In about 25 minutes, Yolande Devon will be on doing hand-carved stamps on her gel plate. So you might want to watch that. Maybe carve some leaves and do some leaves on some gel play. All right. I'll see you guys later. Bye.